Good evening. Just a wrap up of the work session and the City Council meeting for the City of Grand Rapids for Monday, December 4th, 2017. It's a little odd that we are meeting on the first Monday, but as we typically do at the end of a year, we meet the first and second Mondays because we deal with levies for 2018 and end of the year requests and issues from budget preparation to CIP plans and stuff for 2018. So we meet and then we have a significant gap between the middle of December until the first meeting in January. So at the work session this afternoon, we had a discussion from Rapids Rising. Nick Adams and Lauren Vanden Heuvel were in. We talked a little bit about the 5-year grant proposal that they've been working on, looking at specifically alcohol usage in the high schools, trying to bring that down. As we find out, there's a lot of misconception out there in that the actual alcohol usage is lower than what students would think it is. If you ask students how many they think use alcohol on a monthly or periodically over a course of the year, I believe the number was 71% think that their friend or somebody in the 7th through 12th grade is using it either on a monthly or have used alcohol, when in reality it's only about 21% that have been doing it. Regardless of what the number is, any percentage is too high at the high school level from a usage standpoint, and Rapids Rising is doing their best out there to work with kids and to promote, a healthy lifestyle and the non-use of alcohol as it relates to their daily activities and stuff. I did ask the question on opioids, if this could be expanded, past alcohol into opioid, because that seems to be an up-and-coming issue with youth, not only in the Grand Rapids area, but across the country, and it's probably not just youth. It also impacts adults as well on the opioid issue that we are facing as a country. So we'll be following that. I know that they said in February coming up of 2018 they're going to be putting a survey out to parents and stuff in the area. So that was at the work session. At the regular council meeting, we kicked off with a proclamation. We declared Sunday, yesterday, Tom Saxhaug Day. For those of you that know Tom, please take an opportunity when you see him to congratulate him on a long lifetime, basically, service to this community from the standpoint of whether it was on the city council, a board, or a commission prior to the city council, then as a county commissioner, and finishing off as a state senator. Tom has devoted a lot of time and effort into promoting and trying to ensure that the Grand Rapids area is well represented and has been looked out for from the standpoint of programs and policies, procedures, and fundings that could come back into this area that would support different projects and initiatives in the Grand Rapids area. So thanks, Tom, and congratulations on your nomination and having December 3rd as Tom Saxhaug Day in Grand Rapids. We also received 25 years in a row from an accounting standpoint. Our finance department for the 25 years in a row now has received a certificate of accomplishment for excellence around our CAFR and our reporting of our finances. So Barb Baird's group down there is continuing to do yeoman's work in ensuring that the policies, procedures, the bondings, and everything that from money transfers and where money goes is done accurately, efficiently, and within the guidelines that we need to operate on the state standpoint under our CAFR. A couple of things under the consent agenda. Keep in mind that we're working currently with the state of Minnesota, MnDOT, on Highway 38 from Highway 2 up to 17th Street, and that's going to be coming up next year. We'll get that money in place, and in the spring we will be addressing what's been an ongoing issue on Highway 38 for multiple years now. They've done a lot of patching and overlaying. I did ask our city engineer, Matt Wegworth, if he knew specifically how deep they were going to be going. I know, and Matt is fairly comfortable saying that they will go at least 2 inches deep, and they may do some spot patching underneath of it. They may opt to go lower than that. I know a full mill and overlay goes down about 4 inches, so we will see where that goes, but we are excited as a community to get that stretch of road in Grand Rapids taken care of. It's been on our radar for quite some time, but it's always been a state issue on when that funding was going to become available. We passed a resolution accepting $3,690 for Shop with a Hero event that's coming up here. It gives young kids in our area an opportunity to shop with a local firefighter, police officer, highway patrol officer, county sheriff's officer at a local business and get something under the tree at Christmas time. That's a great program. And to those people out there that made donations to make this all possible, thank you. Specifically on behalf of the city, but I know that those parents of those kids that are going to be recipients of those toys and stuff are very appreciative as well, and would thank you as well if they had that opportunity to do so. IT, Eric Scott was in, talked a little bit about our IT department, the transfer of some of our technology and backup and security issues that we have between the city, the county, and the Itasca Resource Center. That was in there. So Eric and Laisha Carls do yeoman's work for the city of Grand Rapids, making sure that all of our equipment and stuff is up to snuff, and that what we need from a support standpoint as either counselors, department heads, and or workers are out there, and that's being taken care of. We passed an adoption of a prohibition of excessive force policy. We are fortunate that we have received once again this year $878,000 worth of deed funding and stuff, but some of the rules and regulations around that is we have to abide by certain and specific policy ordinance requirements that are pushed down by the state of Minnesota. So we have a revised policy that I believe was changed in 2014. So with this coming up in 2017 for that $878,000, we needed to approve that, and we did that tonight. And I know there has been great interest out there from the commercial standpoint and the residential standpoint of applying for that ability to get money through the deed program to fix up either a business and or a house or a rental property in the specific area that was designated for improvements through this program for 2018 and 19, kind of a time period. We also, Matt Wegworth was in, talked a little bit about, if you hadn't heard about the issue at the arena, we had some support structure in the roof that had cracked, and we found out as an afterthought when they were up there and they're looking at repairing that, was that the roof at the arena supports about 20 pounds a square foot. The new state code is about 43 pounds a square foot, so we needed to do something on how do we ensure the safety of our residents and athletes and everyone that would be using the arena up there. So DSGW is going to be doing an analysis with the support from Bolt Company locally in town here. It's about $20,720 to do that analysis of what we need to do with that roof structure up there, and the funds from that's going to be coming from our 2018 capital improvement plan budget. And then finally we finished it off. Barb Baird, our head of finance, was in and talked a little bit about our 2017 levy payable in 2018 and our 2018 budget. Bottom line is that our obligation is only climbing at 2.09% this year, and that relates very favorably to the state average that is a little over 6, almost 7%. So even though it's not quite as high as the state average, it's still a number that we're going to be continuing to work on making sure that the funds that are getting expended out there are in the right pools and pots of money to accomplish what we are hoping to do in 2018. There was no one from the public that was here from that standpoint, and I would just like to remind folks out there that next Monday, not 2 weeks from now, we have our second council meeting of December next Monday, and at that point in time we will be passing the certified levy and the budget and stuff for 2018. So if you did not have a chance to come in knowing what the weather was predicted to be like tonight, maybe you were hoping to come in and you didn't based on concern that it might be inclement weather might have hindered you coming in, please feel free to come in next Monday, and during that part of the hearing when we adopt the budget and the levy, we will certainly look for input and feedback from you as a resident on what is happening within the city of Grand Rapids. Keep in mind, once again, I would just like to remind folks that we have, based on our ordinance for snow removal, by 4:00 a.m. tonight, going into Tuesday morning, you need to have your vehicles off the road. We are expecting a significant amount of snowfall this evening. I know it's raining out there right now, but as the temperature drops, we're expecting that that rain will turn into first a slush and a freezing snow and then a snow. And in order to accomplish what needs to be done with 94 miles of roads in Grand Rapids, we need to have the vehicles off so our Public Works Department can do curb-to-curb cleaning of the road. It's going to be bad enough. It's going to be wet and sticky and probably roll up hard. And having to go around vehicles that are still parked out in the street does not help that process. So please get your vehicles up. Do it right now in preparation for 4 a.m. because Jeff Davies said they're pretty much 99% sure that they will be out and they will be having to plow, looking at anywhere from 3 to 5, 6 inches of snow this evening. So please be careful out there if you are driving over the course of the evening, if you happen to be on a night shift or something, but also in the morning when you get out. The roads have been dry lately, but keep in mind that when you go out tomorrow morning at 6, 7 o'clock, the road may be plowed, but it could still be slippery underneath. So take some time and some caution when driving. And we look forward to seeing everyone in a week on December 11th. Have a good evening.